Hello everyone. Today I'm back with SCARA manipulator. We'll go ahead and find out the DH convention and then find out its forward kinematics. Now let's quickly begin to understand what a SCARA manipulator is. Basically, a SCARA manipulator is an RRPR with a 1 degree of freedom wrist. This 1 degree of freedom of the wrist is a motion of roll about the vertical axis. So you see here that theta 1 is the first R, theta 2 is the second R. That is, both of them are a revolute joint and D3 is a prismatic joint. Here the wrist is at the fourth place and its value is theta 4. Let's quickly begin to understand what exactly is the DH convention for this manipulator. From the book from which I have understood the concepts, the question notified was the link length was given as A1 and A2. If you have some other constraints given as, go ahead and put those values in it. You can have values given for A3 also. But here I am taking it as 0 since that is what I have been studying it about or studying through it. You can refer to the book by John Craig for further information. For the value of alpha I, we see that the joint has not rotated through any angle in any direction and we'll go ahead and put it as 0. Similarly, since it's not a prismatic joint, we don't have any offset in that joint and we have the value as 0. But the value of theta 1, that is, since it's a variable, as I've told in the last videos, that the value of theta will be a variable and will be marked with a star, that is theta 1 star. Let's look at the link 2. We have specified the value of link length and it is A2. Here we see that the third frame has rotated by an angle of 80 degree in the anti-clockwise direction. Why so is because if you look at the rotation, that is Y1 is here and Y2 is over here and Z1 is over here and Z2 over here. So we observe that it has rotated 180 degrees in the anti-clockwise direction and will thus specify the value of alpha 2 as 180 degree, which is positive. Similarly, since it's a revolute joint, we don't have a value of offset and we'll give it as 0. And again, we have the value of theta 2, which is a variable, and we'll give it a theta 2 star mark. Okay, now let's look at the link 3. As I've told earlier, I haven't specified the value of A1. If you can, go ahead, put it value. The value of alpha 3 will be 0 since you see that Z has not rotated and the frame is same. Here, the only change is the value of D3. Since it's a prismatic joint, you have a change in it. It's a variable and its value is D3 star. Again, it's not a revolute joint and our value of theta is not specified. And since it's a 0, we'll go ahead and put it as 0. Now let's look at to the wrist. For the wrist, it's very important that you understand that it can have a motion, but whenever it will have a motion, it will be specified. That is, the offset will be always fixed. And we'll go ahead and put it as D4. The value of theta, since its motion is a roll, you have a motion in the value of theta. That is, you'll have a value of joint angle. You go ahead and put it as theta 4 star mark. Okay, so all the information which we are needing to form the DH conventions matrix is ready. Now let's go ahead and put its value in the homogeneous matrices. You have the homogeneous matrix of first link, second link, third link and the fourth link. I would really recommend you to get this matrix on your own, because sometimes when you're finding the matrix, you make mistakes in finding the formulas and you forget the matrix of the DH convention. So go ahead and find that matrix. Again, the matrix T4 with respect to the zeroth frame will be A1 into A2 into A3 into A4. Why is that so? I'll explain you one more time, but please don't forget this, the reason. The T1 with respect to zeroth frame is A1, since it has only one homogeneous transformation with respect to the zeroth frame. The second frame with respect to the zeroth frame will have a motion for the second frame and also with respect to the first frame. That is T1 0 into A2. And we come up to A1 into A3. If you'll go ahead and find it for T4 with respect to zeroth frame, you'll find it as A2 into A1, A4 into A3, and you'll multiply all of them. Now let's look at the matrix. So this is something which you'll come across after you multiply all the 4 matrices. Please do it on your own, because I'm sure you'll make mistakes in it. If you find out the matrix, the 4th column will specify the value of x, y, and z. This will specify the value of x. This will specify the value of y. And this for z. Thank you. If you're new to channel, please subscribe. If you liked your videos, please let us know. Thank you. Robometrics.